Shares of Fortescue rising 1% this morning. The mining giant announcing a syndicated term loan facility worth about 14 billion yuan. That's nearly $2 billion US dollars. The loan has some participation from Chinese, Australian and international lenders. Fortescue is one of China's biggest iron ore suppliers. The company is also a big proponent for greener metals, which plays a big part in its business ties with China. Dino Otranto is CEO Metals and Operations at Fortescue and joins us now live to talk more about this syndicated loan that was just announced. And a very good afternoon your side, and thanks for joining us, Dino. First, talk to us about this. This, of course, showing commitment to the Chinese market, but why are you doing this now?
Thanks, Emily, and first off, thanks for having me on the show. What a great day for Fortescue in its 20-year-plus journey. Announcing, as you said, a 14.2 billion RMB, just over $2 billion term loan facility at rates that are really, truly phenomenal, and a huge kudos to the hard work of the team over many months to get to this point today.
Why are you doing this now, and how are the funds going to be used?
Yeah, look, good question. We raise capital every couple of years, so this is a normal, cyclic activity for a company the size of ours. So we set that process in motion, and it was really just a natural evolution of many, many years of working with Chinese banks. As you said, the 90% plus of our product does go into China. We're seeing an increasing exposure to RMB spot sales of our key product, iron ore, into China. We already procure many goods from China in our operations and our projects. So it was seen as a natural evolution, and really the strength of our balance sheets created, I think, this point in our tenure to announce the deal that we have today, which not only builds on our rich legacy in China, but as you say, gives us significant options in terms of liquidity for an exciting pipeline of growth projects that we have at Fortescue.
We've heard from your executive chairman, Andrew Forrest, that China and Fortescue are leading the global green industrial revolution. Now, I'm interested to know, in terms of building green iron and the iron ore industry, how is China contributing to this?
Well, we've seen over the last 10 years an unbelievable pace of the energy transition in China. This year, I think the projections are more than 400 gigawatts, over $1 trillion US of investment directly into the energy transition. China itself eclipses all other countries around the world. If you group together all of our efforts, it would fall short of what China is doing. One of those industries, though, that's extremely hard to abate is the steel sector. It's traditionally grown from burning coal and iron ore from Australia and other parts of the world, and it emits significant amounts of carbon dioxide. And as part of the blue skies policy we see in China, there is an increasing demand for higher grade products that do not use coal in its manufacture. So we are proud to be building Australia's first large-scale green iron facility here in the Pilbara, which we plan to finish construction this year, then export commercial quantities of green iron to China, which we believe in the future will create another huge industry for Australia and China working in unison. So today's announcement really does support the ongoing partnership that Fortescue and China has.
Now, as you're working on China, you're also, of course, exposed into other markets like the United States. How are you regrouping to more center your focus on the developments in China?
Well, look, our focus certainly is not just on China. We've got a healthy pipeline of energy transition projects around the world. And as those markets mature and become economic, we have the ability to pull the trigger on those investments. So the US is certainly a keen market for us. Right now, though, the economic conditions in the US are not favourable for our projects. Hence the announcements we've made to wind back and slow down the pace of some of those projects in the US. But certainly it's not off the radar at all.
Can you talk to us about iron ore prices? Recently, they've hit multi-month highs. This, of course, spurred on also with the announcement of the construction of a large hydropower dam in China. What is your projections for iron ore prices?
Yeah, look, when the iron ore prices hit multi-month lows, as you speak, I almost have the same reaction to your question today. We don't get overexcited about the peaks and troughs. We look at where we fit in the market. Our product suite is very attractive for all parts of the cycle. $100 is a great price for us. We're the lowest cost iron ore producer on the market, so our margins stay relatively healthy throughout the cycle, and that's really what our work to do is to continue to cement our position as the lowest cost iron ore supplier in the market, which makes our products, particularly the suite of products we have, quite attractive for all stages of the margin cycle in China.
As far as the hydropower dam is concerned, is Fortescue going to be involved in any of that construction?
Yeah, look, I was in China a couple of weeks ago when that announcement broke. It's a monumental construction effort, one that media in China is reporting that will drive economic growth for the next 10 to 20 years. We thought the Three Gorges project was massive. It was, and this is planned to be 3 times as big in the western parts of China, which will then add to the stability of the renewable grid that we're seeing being built out throughout China. Our products, being steel-related products, will naturally find their way into projects of that nature. So we are very, very excited about announcements like that.
What can you talk about in terms of steel demand coming through from China as the country is working on pulling back or tampering down its overcapacity?
We're quite optimistic about the long-term demand. In fact, we welcome the diversification of the steel market in China away from really what's driven the fundamental growth, which is property. It was never, ever going to continue at the rate it was. We're really encouraged by the replacement of other sectors that are fueling demand. The EV penetration, for instance, the amount of steel going into those cars, and now, excitingly for us, is the demand for green steel into EV cars, which are now making their way around the world. It's truly, again, phenomenal, the amount of EV penetration that we are seeing in China. And the build-out of the renewable energy grid in China is also creating significant demand for different types of products, and actually higher quality products, which we're really encouraged to participate in.